almost every small business person I talk to wants to do what he has done.
It's a very interesting business too. Very interesting business.
This is just going to be a really interesting conversation because I don't think Chad realized how many people would love to do what he has done.
Well, let's talk to him.
Let's do it.
We're going to talk to Chad Taylor. Hello, Chad.
Good morning.
And
Good
he
morning,
is
Chad.
with Sock Tips is the name of his business.
So before we get into all this, you invented this. So describe the product so people understand what we're getting ready to talk about.
So sock tips are an innovative footwear garment that are designed to enhance comfort and reduce creasing in shoes, dress, casual, and athletic.
Mm-hmm.
I originally developed this to reduce the creasing in the shoe toe box of the nice sneakers. But I have found that there are several other applications of sock tips where it's beneficial on the comfort side, such as in the podiatry market, folks with certain foot ailments, bunion, corn pain type things, as well as in the athletic market where you have take the the boot camper, the the CrossFit guy, even in runner, cycler, golfer. So you can flip this thing and wear it to add some extra padding on the bottom of your foot. When I mentioned the golfer or the runner, it's kind of like a mental thing that allows you to understand where your feet are placed in the movement or non-movement that you might want to have in your feet.
Now, you came up short a little bit on your story because I happen to know your story. Now, when did you first get this idea and how did it come about?
7th grade, 1990. I bought my first pair of nice sneakers. These were the Air Jordan 5 black and metallics that are being re-released on July 23rd. I'll be in line for those. I hustled enough money to purchase these, playing 3-card Monte, taking people's lunch money, and then on the way to the bus stop, I would purchase hot balls and hot toothpicks that I would then sell to my classmates until I saved enough money to buy this pair of shoes. Knowing my foot would grow and having put so much effort into this, I bought them a little big, and then I would cut the end off of an old pair of socks, wrap it over my toe to provide some form fitting in the shoe toe box, and thereby reduce the creasing. And that's what in the sneaker culture, everyone's worried about the creasing in their shoes.
And Sock Tips was born.
Even
though you didn't start it in 7th grade.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Not everyone is worried about the crease in their toes, because I didn't even know to even look at it until I met Chad. And I'm sure that all of my shoes have creases in them because I got big fat feet, and now I feel bad because it's too late now. I got to think about the next shoes.
I was going to say, you're going to wear your shoes the rest of your life?
It's funny. Some of the folks that I've shared this concept with, friends, etc. I've talked to. They say, now I'm looking at everyone's shoes when they walk by at the creases.
Right. I don't know how to ask the question, but I'm telling you, man, there are people sitting on a recliner right now with a cup of coffee saying, I got an idea to make something. I know I'm going to make $172 million off that idea. But they don't have a clue to make it happen. Talk about your story. How did you do that? Because I know you may not get this, but there are so many people that would love to be in your position, which is to take this concept, this idea, and be holding it up, talking about it. Walk us through that.
Have faith and jump. I mean, that's it. I have an MBA, I have a bachelor's, I have an undergrad, coming up in a small town. You could, at the time, go learn a trade and make a living, that kind of thing. But, my story is, I went on, I did my community college. I had never been to Atlanta in my life, but I had $200, a sack of clothes, a car, and a vision. So I've always been that kind of guy that just, took off and will make it happen.
Chad's my kind of guy.
Fast forward a long way from what I just described and call it 15 years. I've been in banking at that time for 10 years, just killing it. I leave the house in the morning, the kids are asleep. I come home, they're asleep. You schedule time for dinner. my wife and I are sitting at the beach. This was August of 2014. And, I get, philosophical, the waves are crashing in, and I say, in the absence of time, the air you breathe is unimportant. There is no Maslow hierarchy of need in the absence of time. And I had this idea, this product that I had been wearing, the cutoff kind of thing. And, I said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it happen. So I went back to work the following Monday. And I wanted to do it right. I said, I'm going to close out some projects, shift some things around, call it a month, 2 months, but I have to pursue this entrepreneurial endeavor. So I did. It took a year to get the product roughly where it is now, with some help from some people who really lend a helping hand. I could shout them out. Hosiery manufacturer out of Granite Falls, design specialist out of Hickory, folks in the Charlotte region, mentors who had been there for me the whole time. So,
but it sounds like you weren't making a lot of money in the first year, probably.
Not a lot of money in the first year. It was all spending money for product development. The patent, the trademark, the development costs, the branding, etc. So now we've released this, and it's really starting to gain some traction.
That is great. It really is something, Chad, that so many people want to do. So I congratulate you and let you know that I and a lot of other small business people admire you for taking this, because it's not easy.
It's not.
This is a challenging thing. So now let's dig in. You've got the product. Okay, so now you're looking at it saying, okay, someone's got to buy this thing. So talk a little bit about now, how do you want to get the product name out there so people understand it, especially because it's not something a lot of people have heard of.
That's right. The sneaker guys, they get it. Some of the other aspects of it, the podiatry market for bunions and pains, I'm working through some podiatrists. The athletic realm, I have some friends who are athletes who, love the product in the gym circuit, etc. So I'm targeting the right people. I'm sending some samples. I'm telling the story. I don't think it's happenstance. Some of the people that I have met and who are advising.
Right. Talk about the numbers, the dollars on this thing. What do one of these things cost? And you handed me a package, and you chose to package it in 3. Talk about that, the whole concept of, and people don't realize this, but somehow once you come up with an idea, just as important is how to make sure it is perceived value. So in your case, you obviously chose a pack of 3. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, that's right. I sell them individually, $8 a pair. I do 3 pair for $20. The idea is that, you really need more than one. You want to, I keep 6 or 8, switching out all the time. What's cool is you can, when you wash them, they hold their form. The material is a 97.3 polyspandex blend. It wicks. It's resilient. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the competitor out there, because when you came in, you said it's soft. I thought it would be hard, right?
Right. Yeah. For me, what's interesting, and so I can kind of describe it for people. First of all, you know what? Let's do this. Tell them about the website so they can go to the website and look at it themselves, and then I'll describe to them when I'm holding my hand.
The website is socktips.com, socktips.com. We are on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all the social media accounts, but really focusing on the advertising through Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So you can find us at Real Sock Tips on Instagram, and then Sock Tips on Facebook. So
go to the website and take a look at it. But what I'm holding is like a
sock tip.
Literally, you're laughing. I was trying to describe it as a quarter of a sock, and then you've got this rubber inside to make sure it doesn't slip, and then you've also got it cut in a way that that sort of hugs the front part of your foot. So, and then describe how you would wear this.
That's right. So it would. There's an increased terry looping you can see on the top portion where the logo is. That provides the padding. The contour of this is such that it anchors over your toe and extends along the sides of the foot about a third of the way of your foot. There's 2 sizes currently in development, but as you said, hugs the foot. There's a very thin elastic band there, along with some of the gel material, that silicone bead that allows it to stay in place. Something that's cool, and I hadn't originally intended this, it's a tertiary benefit of the product, is that based on the contour, you can flip it and wear it as a no-show with sandals and deck shoes or in the gym that I mentioned.
Right. That's very cool.